got a little crazy in her. Sharp eyes with the mind of a sinner. All those dark thoughts, yeah, still a beginner. But you can tell that she's got a little demon in her. Cause she can make a man obsessed. She can make a man confess. She can make a man cut checks. Cause she looks better when she's undressed. Just a couple secret sinners. Yeah, she's just what he eats for dinner. She's easy to love, oh, and easy to hate. She tastes like a drug and she feels just the same. Bitter to the tongue, but a thrill for your brain. A little bit crazy, but it's worth all the pain. She's a dark little artist with ink in her veins. She's been through the hardest but prospered from pain. She appears to be heartless, surrounded by flames. But through all the darkness, a lover is changed. She's nerdy and sweet, but she's dirty underneath. If those flirty eyes could speak, lustful thoughts would release. Cause she hates that she loves so hard, like a disease. It's left her with all these scars no one can see but me. It's a beautiful thing. You never quite know what she thinks. But if you're lucky, she just might let you see what hides behind nightmares and dreams. She's easy to love, oh, and easy to hate. She tastes like a drug and she feels just the same. Bitter to the tongue, but a thrill for your brain. A little bit crazy, but it's worth all the pain. She's a dark little artist with ink in her veins. She's been through the hardest, but prospered from pain. She appears to be heartless, surrounded by flames. But through all the darkness, a lover is Jane. Her mind is a beautiful thing. You never quite know what she thinks. But if you're lucky, she just might let you see what hides behind nightmares and dreams.
Sometimes we're looking for the more, but we just don't know what the more is. And then we come to play with me. 3 words, like me, play, toys, fun, games, cheekiness, with, intimacy, connection, relationships, and finally me. It starts with self, and that is something that Play With Me stands for. Play With Me is a place where you have an experience of all of those things. One complete cycle. You're welcome to pop in at our shop at the Gantry in 4 ways, or find us at www.playwithme.co.za. If you're looking for that more, please get in touch.
Escapades, a little bit of fun ain't a crime. We could lock ourselves in and fuck for days. We could take advantage of time. No, I'm not one of those good girls who buys you gifts for your birthday. I show up with sex toys in a trench coat, telling you to behave. That guy, handcuffs, swing set, and whips to make you wish you never came back. I like to have fun with this shit. I told you when you met me, boy, I'm one kinky son of a bitch. I'll strap you to the bed if you let me. I thought I told you I'm one kinky son of a bitch. Give me one night to control you, then I'll hold you like one kinky son of a bitch. I'll rip your clothes off, take a load off. After a long day, I'm one kinky son of a bitch. If you take a look in my bag, you will see you don't know how. One kinky son of a bitch. All I do is misbehave. An animal I'm too hard to tame. Got more than class, I'm different, babe. After me, your life won't be the same. You'll be falling in love. No, I'm not one of those girls you wanna take home to mama. Cause when we visit, she gon' probably catch me doing some things that I should not do around her. Me in handcuffs, swing set, and whips to make you wish you never came back. I like to have fun with this shit. I told you when you met me, boy, I'm one kinky son of a bitch. I'll strap you to the bed if you let me. I thought I told you I'm one kinky son of a bitch. Give me one night to control you, then I'll hold you like one kinky son of a bitch. I'll rip your clothes off, take a load off. After a long day, I'm one kinky son of a bitch. If you take a look in my bag, you will see you don't know how. One kinky son of a I am one kinky son of a bitch. I am one kinky son of a bitch.
Are you a content creator or just a fan of spicy, hot, and naughty content? If yes, sign up free to the only spicy content creators website in Africa with an international audience. Start your journey with www.bemyfans.com today. Whether you want to start earning or want to subscribe to your favorite creators in your own currency, we have you covered in all the right ways. BeMyFans.com. Come play.
We can fight our desires, but when we start making fires, we get ever so hot. Whether we like it or not, they say we can love who we just.
views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent or that of the program, its presenters, hosts, directors, or other team members.
This show is intended for audiences aged 23 and older. This production and its digital copies contain content of an adult nature. If you are easily offended or are under the age of 18, this show is not intended for you. The posts, pages, and recordings within are intended for adults only and may include descriptions of scenes of sexual content, suggestive opinions, detailed discussions, and graphic topics. Listener discretion is advised.
Her name was Lola.
And Carmen.
She was a showgirl with yellow feathers in her hair and a dress cut down her leg.
It's time for Lola's Lessons.
It's time for Lola's Lessons.
Good evening, Lustfuls. Welcome to the first episode in Season 5 of Lola's Lessons, your favourite nighttime talk focused on sex education. Let me kick off tonight's episode by mentioning our association endorsement site, Z-Nights. Are you ready to live a life less ordinary? Z-Nights is a safe, secure, and private, discreet social community for adventurous couples and singles into casual dating, social networking, open relationships, and alternative lifestyles. Z-Nights provides a safe platform for their members to explore their fluid, always growing and evolving lifestyle choices, to party, to make like-minded friends, and to meet others who enjoy life to the fullest, just like you. Making new friends, being social, and having fun while pursuing your interests are what Z-Nights is all about. If you guys would like to join the Z-Nights community, head on over to www.znights.com and explore the countless possibilities. Then, of course, our endorsement site, Lola's favorite friends at the Council of Fantasy. Do you want to explore sex positivity, ethical non-monogamy, BDSM, and more? Or maybe you just want to shamelessly socialize, show off your liberated products and services. We won't judge. Join the vibrant WhatsApp community where open-minded adventurers unite. Learn, grow, and connect with like-minded individuals. At the COF, we celebrate all genders, people, and styles of sexuality. Find your tribe with us at www.counciloffantasy.co.za. Or alternatively, as you lustful listeners know, head on over to Lola's website at www.lelustfm.live. Yes, the lovelies, we know it's a double L because everything's lustful in Lola land. Click on the link of the WhatsApp community right at the bottom of the homepage. You'll find like a little WhatsApp icon. Click on that, join the reception, send through your application and come and join us. What was I going to say now? Hold on. I've completely lost my train of thought because Carmen's interrupting me. I shouldn't have said Carmen. Shit. Join the WhatsApp community for a taste of something special. Your Lola Blakely production moderators for this evening. Our newest addition to the production team. She was a guest on an episode of last semester's lifestyle lectures. Mrs. P, the psychotic hot wife, welcome. So grateful to have you part of the team, and good luck with Medusa. Ouch. And then, of course, my man Fox will be moderating with her. Our favoritist, Whipcracker, Medusa, is back in her primal role as production manager for this season. And I think I speak for the whole team when I say we're so relieved when we've heard that she'll be returning, and we're so stoked to have her back. Let's be honest, we're all a little lost without her, especially Lola, and my prompts suck. Let's be honest. That concludes our production team on air this evening. As always, feel free to engage with them or send them a wave on the Podbean chat. They're here to keep us safe during the airing and interact with our loyal, lustful listeners. Now it's about that time to introduce my co-host for this season. You all know her. We all love her. She's moving closer. Lola wifeyed her. The absolutely gorgeous and stunning owner of Play With Me 4 is my beautiful blonde bombshell co-host, Carmen Ellie. And then...
Hey, Lola, it's me, Carmen.
I can't.
Did you just do that? I love it.
I mean, I'm nothing if not
That is
original.
such a surprise. It is so good to have you here where it all started back again. Truly it is.
It's absolutely amazing being in your presence again. Now I can put my phone off because I'm done reading my intro and I need to finish the sweets in my mouth while I'm busy. And I'm trying to switch the music off all at the same time, but we know I'm
Okay, but you're good with all the buttons and all the multitasking. It feels like we've come full circle. I mean, back here at Play With Me where it all started. Like
again?
what? Like in November last year?
Was it November? No, because...
You interviewed me first, like I think in November last year.
Oh, when I interviewed you, of course.
We were just sitting. We were just sitting a little bit around the corner.
Yes, because that was with
in the naughty corner.
In the naughty corner,
Hey,
Holly the hot wife, right?
Yes, with Holly.
I remember that. So tonight we are live at Play With Me. For those of you who didn't see the socials,
yep,
we are. Why are we airing here? Why did you make me do this?
Because I don't make you do the things. You want to do the things.
Listen, let's be honest and tell the listeners the real life stories, okay, of Lola. Okay.
Okay.
Lola listens to Carmen like the loyal, lustful listeners listen to Lola. Okay. You wear the pants in our relationship, we all know that.
You would have had FOMO if you were there and I was here. Okay, this is the reality of the situation.
True. But now, let's be honest. You know, I get nervous every time before we go.
Yes.
Let alone before we premiere a new season.
Yeah.
Now you make me fucking do it live with an audience at Play With Me. A huge event this weekend for you and your store.
Listen, this is a very well-behaved audience, okay? Everyone's super quiet. Okay?
Maybe the listeners think we're lying. Can you guys just give a shout
out? There we go. Okay. There is an audience, listeners. Let it all out before we continue. Please keep going.
I'm gonna add in. Right? That's not even working. My applause isn't working. There we go.
Oh, I thought the applause was broken. I was so happy about that. And now you pressed your buttons.
That wasn't my applause button. That was actually the live audience applause. I don't know if applausing is a word, but let's
just say what live audience we have here is still very eloquent. Okay, it was a debaucherous day at Play With Me. You know, when you walked in here, it was packed to the rafters. Were you
I don't know how we're going to keep them like
quiet. Yeah. And now we have the most obedient kind here, hey?
We do, right?
We have someone sitting in a sex swing right in front of us, playing the Kama Sutra cards.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
We have Miss Hyde with her pedals, ready to spank the rest of us quickly before we go home. I mean, it's been a fun time. Miss Hyde, there
Listen,
she
I've
is.
been avoiding her all damn night because
okay,
I don't bend for
Miss Hyde.
I don't bend for a pedal. Lola's always aiming for a caning. I don't do this.
Just not today.
I don't do a pedal. That should hurt.
She brought a serious pedal with her, hey?
Did you see? I also got a gift from Miss Hyde.
The
Kinky Classes pedal. I know. I was so honored. I was really. Thank you for that, Miss Hyde. So Miss Hyde's a disciplinarian. She's also one of the previous. She's left us now. Did you hear? She resigned from the CAF because she's going to be focusing on. Yeah, it's so sad. She's going to be focusing on.
Okay, present yourself. Explain yourself to us. What happened?
Good evening, Miss Hyde.
Good evening, Lola and Carmen. No, I decided I needed to sow some wild oats.
Sow some wild oats. I've never heard of them.
This sounds sexy, hey? Whose oats exactly?
So just for ethical reasons, I decided that I needed to step away from COF for the time being.
To focus on the new venture.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm excited for you about all of those things, but I think everybody here can agree. Let Miss Hyde just bend over, bring your own paddle, and let us spank you.
Well, I'm probably getting a spanking next week.
Okay, so that's going to make up for all of this. And
it definitely will, trust me.
I wish you well.
Lucky you.
I wish you well. But thank you for your incredible contribution to the COF and to the show and everything else. It's really appreciated.
No, it's a great pleasure. I'm obviously very sad leaving, but...
Well, you'll be around the corner. I mean...
And I next week. Okay, outside of yes, okay.
Let us know. Sound monitoring.
There, I hear something
There
there.
we go. I hear it
Okay,
back
we
now
back.
as well. Okay, so I don't know until where the listeners heard, but we were speaking about the listener topic of
Just
last
before the
season.
listener topic, in case anyone missed it, Lola agreed to be spanked by Miss Hyde. Okay,
I'm just
please
muting. I literally muted the mic there for a second. So the production team reached out to a bunch of our loyal Aspel listeners.
Yeah.
And we put a disclaimer, or not a disclaimer, we reached out on social media to the rest of the
We
world,
did.
okay,
Yeah.
and the general public. And we obviously got a shitload of submissions.
We did. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So-
some incredible
Yes.
topic suggestions.
Good,
I must
exactly.
say. I mean, you guys are amazing.
So this season we are again going to be doing a listener lesson because you know everything's alliterated with Lola. We love the alliteration. That's my language. And the listeners that have contributed or that entered stood a chance or stand a chance to win or to be live on air.
Yes.
On an episode. Their topic.
Their own episode.
Yes,
I mean,
that
you
they
get to
suggested.
craft your own topic and be live with Carmen and Lola. That's the most amazing thing.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Who wouldn't? No wonder we
Yes.
got so many
Okay,
submissions.
look at that.
Anyway, so Comms has a nice, beautiful Eros little bag, yeah. Also, we're giving away, or not we, let me not make myself a part of everything, yeah.
You can.
Carmen
You're allowed.
is giving away free cock rings.
Free double vibrating Eros cock
Let me
rings.
just be the specifics.
And you know, 400 of them. Although I think today we probably went through about 70.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking
So
fantastic.
it's
We
today
love
and
it.
tomorrow. We got to give away the balance of the 400 cock rings.
So if you take a look here at the screen, right, we've
Yeah.
got a total live 3,100 listeners just on the Podbean app. Okay?
Oh,
we don't know about
sir. Look at
don't
all
know-
of you, 3.1k listeners.
we don't know about the other ones on the other platforms.
No, no.
But just here that we can see is 3,100 live.
Okay, so
So you're going to run out of cock rings. I'm just telling you.
I'll tell Eros.
You'll tell Eros. So in your Eros bag, you've got all of the submissions names. Let me
We
see
do
how many
have.
papers are there.
There are lots of papers. Can you hear the papers here in the
Have you
bag?
shake?
I'm going to shake the
Give it a
bag,
good shake.
okay, in front of everybody here.
Wait, where's that thruster?
Oh, hold
We're
on.
going to put it on the thruster.
Okay, I'm shaking the Eros bag like a pro with
There
my
we
right
go.
hand, with my strong hand. Okay,
I'm a
for Lola.
lefty.
we
That's
go.
why you always need to sit on my left hand side. You see, I'm a lefty. Okay, now Lola's gonna reach into the bag. You need to put it between your legs.
Okay. There we go.
Oh yes, you see, this is my life.
Let me just push out my chest. There we go.
I'm reaching between Carmen's legs. It's really, really hot. I mean, my fingers are so happy right now. I'm struggling to grab hold of a paper because everything's so slippery.
Listen, you're throwing me off course. Just grab your paper.
Okay, so the winner of the listener lesson is gonna be Bella.
Oh!
So Bella is age 32 from Gauteng, and her topics were hot husband and more. Okay, on cock queening.
Cock queen.
Cuck. C-U-C cuck.
Cuck queening.
Cuck queening, yes. And stringing and self-esteem.
Okay, I'm on board with the first one and the last one. What is cuck queening?
So cuck queening is the opposite of. Wait, let's get it on the line, and then
Let's
we
get
can,
on the line because I've
we
never
can
heard
hear
of
from
cuck
Bella.
queening. I've heard of
Let's-
cuck holding,
We're finding
but
her.
not cuck queening.
Let's get this.
Listen, it also doesn't.
There we go.
It rolls off the tongue in a
It does, right?
Queening.
Okay. And we are live with Bella. Bella, hi. This is Lola from Lola's Lessons. You live with Carmen and myself on air in tonight's premiere of season 5. And we've just drawn your name to be the winner of the listener lesson for this season. Congratulations.
So exciting. Big smiles on my side.
And you were just at the shop.
You were. You left like an hour ago.
We're having ice cream. With our new toys, might I add, from the era.
Oh,
listen,
I love that.
I love that too.
I love that.
And I know what toys she left
I also
with.
know, but we're not going to tell the listeners. No, it's private.
So Bella, Carmen wanted to know what exactly is a cuck queen.
It sounds like something to do with ice cream.
I'm sure you can. So, the more experienced people in the field can also input here, but from my understanding, there's 3 levels of it. So it's kind of like the opposite of hot wife, so hot husband. And the level that I thoroughly enjoy is seeing my husband with other women, and I'm more of a voyeur, so watching it in the room and not really participating. So that's one level of cuck queening. There's also one where it is a little bit of how, when you use a cock ring or a cock cage, and the husband watches with the cock cage on, and the wife doing things with the other man. It's something like that, but just in the opposite. That's not really my level, but my level is really just watching my husband get pleasured by other women, and that for me is enjoyable.
I love that. Look, I think you were the perfect winner, to be honest.
That is quite an advanced statement.
Because I love that. We've discussed hot wives on lifestyle lectureship. To an extent, we've discussed it. But we've never looked at the opposite side of the spectrum. So that's quite exciting. I'm really, really excited. We will let you know as soon as the production team have put together the rest of the episodes for this season.
Okay, I'm gonna just jot down all my questions about cuck queening and ice cream. Okay, so long because I'm
so that you can prepare for that episode because you didn't prepare for this one.
I'm prepared all the way for this episode. And the thing is, it is quite a lot to digest to see your man with somebody else. And so let's not let the cat out the bag, but my questions will be like, how in the hell are you going to do that? Okay.
Listen, I'm not going to go into too much detail. We're ready for the episode, right?
Thank you for the suggestion. This is a great suggestion.
This is right up. That episode is
right up. Thank you for my suggestion. Because this is something that is hard to find information on and get more educated on. So having these kind of platforms where we can talk about it is always great.
Oh,
that is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I look forward to my toys.
Yay!
Thank you, Bella.
We'll be in contact. Take care.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye.
So I won't let too much of the cats out of the bag, right? I'll leave it for the episode, but I will mention that I'm really excited about that episode.
I'm super excited.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay, why?
Because it just happens to be
what?
Right the fuck up my alley too.
Is it?
Mm.
Will you cope with it? I mean, you're so jealous over your wifeys. How would you cope with husbandies?
So let me tell you something that, remember my friend Chisholm?
Yes.
Right,
yes.
my co-host on lifestyle lectures. Mrs. Chisholm said it so eloquently one day. She said, you can be so jealous, okay, and still be comfortable in ethical non-monogamy, sharing your partner. How come? Because it's a partner, or because the partner, your partner, is having sex with, okay, somebody you chose.
You choose.
It's with consent. It's not done behind your back.
Everything is ethical. Non-monogamy is about consent.
Exactly. So that's and that's something. So
you can choose someone who's non-threatening to you. Exactly. So excuse me.
It's always going to be.
This is how my mind works.
It's always going to be somebody non-threatening.
You threatening, you non-threatening. I choose you. Go have fun.
Yes.
Oh, this is going to be an exciting episode. I cannot wait.
So it also correlates with tonight's episode.
Yes.
Because tonight's episode is my sexual fantasy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we need audience feedback. There is someone sitting here on a sex swing who is dying to share her sexual fantasy with us. I can tell.
Are you?
Okay.
Are you dying to share your sexual fantasy? Are
You,
you not?
you didn't even know what the topic was of tonight's episode.
You're welcome to share. We won't mention any name. Do you want to whisper in my ear and I can tell the listeners? No. Okay. It can't be worse than mine.
Or mine. Okay, we'll need to decide on that. Okay.
Carmen, what is your sexual fantasy? Let's hear it.
No, we're not starting with mine.
Yes, we are.
I wanted to start with something that I found quite fascinating from a client of mine that he shared with me. Can we just ease me into? You can't bully me into starting with mine and put me on the spot at the start of season 5.
You want to just send me a text there so that I can tell the listeners what
I will text you during the break, and then in the second half you can tell them about my fantasy.
No, I want the listeners to hear what my phone sounds like when you text me.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
And so, just because of that, I'm going to make you go first.
Lola always makes you bully me into going first. Lola has spent production break modifying all of her text notifications.
And my ringtone.
Okay, let's hear it. I've not heard it. We're on loud, hey?
Yeah, we're on
loud.
What
must I type to you?
Anything. Anywhere, anyone,
Hello.
anything. You can send boobs.
Lola boobs. Okay. Hello,
no, not the word boobs. You
Listen,
see, listeners, she's blonde.
You
it's
have
fine.
sparkly boobs tonight. I'm trying not to look. Okay.
No, she's sending the word.
I'm going to send it. I'm sending it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go. Gonna come through now. Give it a minute. A hot minute.
It's me, Carmen.
So during production break, okay, Carmen's like me. We don't send all of our thoughts in one message. We send it in fucking multiple, like 20 odd. I'm lying 11 o'clock at night trying to sleep with my partner next to me, and he's just fallen asleep, and he goes, "It's me, Carmen! It's me, Carmen! It's me, Carmen! It's me, Carmen!" And he goes, "For fuck's sakes, Lola, put your phone on silent."
Let's go back to Lola going, "Hey, Carms, please will you just send me a voice note going, 'It's me, Carmen'?" I'm like, "It's fucking Sunday. What do you want? What are you looking for? Can you say it with a little bit more enthusiasm?" She says. I'm like, "Can you send me an example?" She goes, "It's me, Carmen." I'm like,
and
okay.
Carmen. No,
it was
Carmen,
and.
because it's for the intro song.
I did not know that was going to be your notification sound.
And then my ringtone, which the listeners heard when I introduced
all
you.
the love.
Hi, sexy lady.
Okay. I love
Hey,
that.
Lola, it's me, Carmen. Anyway, so one of my fantasies, right, is having my birthday presents that I got from you. Turned on and working in the correct position.
Do we want to tell everybody, because your birthday, which by the way, Lola dragged me to a strip club and I even had to put stripper nails on to go.
She lies. Listen, she's lying
to go.
So that's my fantasy at this moment, just looking into your beautiful brown eyes.
We're going here now.
Is to have my birthday presents on working and fully functional in the right position, and having your ringtone or your message tone go off repeatedly. It's me, Carmen. God, it's me, Carmen. It's me. Again. So now that I've gone first and I've broken the ice, what is your fantasy? Let's hear it.
Your ice is not broken compared to my fantasy. Okay, I'm not going there. I'm going to tell you about an interesting fantasy. I told you, second half.
Yes.
I'm putting my foot down this season.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And
then she looks at me like that, and then I don't want to put my foot down in any season. Anyway, back to the most interesting fantasy someone told me about that blew my mind. He's like, "I just want to have a room full of balloons, but not like, 10 Westpac balloons. We're talking about a room filled, packed to the rafters with all kinds of balloons, with a bed in it, with his wife on there so he can make love to his wife in a room full of balloons, Lola."
Listen, when you told me
this,
yes, when we were discussing the topic, and I told my partner, "So, have you ever heard of this fantasy, having sex in a room full of balloons?"
Yeah, and I mean,
and he's going, "I wish you could see there's a Andrew Tate. I love Andrew Tate, right? I resonate with everything he says, but there's this little reel that he does. What the fuck was that?" But he's got this disgusted expression on his face, and he goes, "What the fuck was that?" And I swear, oath on my life, that was my partner's reaction. He was like, "What the fuck is that?" He sits in a room full of balloons. What if they pop?
That's the thing. Okay?
Listen, and I jolt quickly.
So now I'm going, but surely if this is your fantasy and you feel like it's so out of reach, go to Westpac counter, buy 3,000 balloons, tell them to blow them up, rent a hotel room, shove the balloons in there, and off you go. And he says to me,
red balloons go bang.
bam, 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 hit the deck. No, not now. We can't climax. So, and he said to me, it's not going to be the same if I do it in real life.
Why?
Because it's fantasy versus reality. And that is the challenge that many of us have.
I disagree. I'll disagree, and I'll tell you why.
And I love that you love disagreeing. Let's hear it.
So, in my mind, you've got this fantasy.
Okay.
But your mind, okay, we all know your mind can be very, very creative.
Yeah.
Compared to real life scenarios. So that's the same. If you take the analogy with books versus movies,
Mm-hmm.
and the books are always so amazing, everybody's always disappointed with the movie.
Yes, because Hermione in Harry Potter looks like Hermione.
Yes, I
Christian
agree.
Grey's lady in 50 Shades
And here she goes off the topic completely.
does not look like how I imagined her in the book.
Not letting me make my point, but there we go. This is why I love Carmen.
I'm paying attention now again.
So, and with that, I agree. Yes,
Yeah.
your imagination is unlimited. Okay.
Yes.
With sex, it's different. In my mind, though, this is my opinion, and I
Okay.
mean, take what resonates with you, leave the rest.
Mhm.
But in my mind, experiencing something you've been fantasizing about, something that gets you aroused, something that gets you, and I mean,
because this has not been a fantasy for 2 seconds.
Yes.
This has been a fantasy for the
that you've
longest
elaborated and that
time.
you've
Oh,
really
it's
created.
grown. It's a
Yes,
growing fantasy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's involved in your mind. You can
Yeah.
make that come to life, right? And here's the thing. You fantasized about this specific thing. You're now making it a reality. And you're getting to experience your fantasy. It might not be exactly what you've imagined,
Mhm.
but this is something that has caused you such excitement, such arousal. For the ladies, it's gotten you wet so many times. For the guys, it's gotten you Jacob straight up and rock hard for so many
Lola.
times. And now you get to experience what you've seen in your mind. The next time when you want to get aroused, the next time you go to that sexually arousal place,
Mhm.
what are you going to be thinking about? The last time you experienced your fantasy. You know how arousing that is. Reminiscing in your mind, in arousal mode, about experiencing your fantasy.
I always
That's
appreciate
powerful,
your
man.
perspective.
That's
I
powerful.
can see that would be really powerful, but if all of my balloons were a different color to my fantasy, that's going to fuck me off.
But why just, if you don't get a job the first time, try and try again. That's the thing with sex. You're not limited. You don't have to be limited. You can make you can create your fantasy in exactly the way you want.
Okay.
You're getting to
And
experience
then
it.
accidentally someone's wearing navy blue underpants. Okay.
I don't know how we fucking went from balloons to navy blue underpants.
It's something that popped into my mind as you were
okay.
describing your perspective. And I appreciate your perspective because I love how you look at the world. And you know what? I'm in agreement. Your perspective is fantastic. Okay? If I'm going out for a threesome and y'all didn't give me the attention I wanted in comparison to the fantasy I had, where I was the center of, I might ruin my fantasy. So how do we get to a point where we're going, I'm going to carry this thing out that is in Lola's world, and I love that about you. You're so optimistic. You like, this is just going to be bonus plus and extra, read all about it, and even better next time. And I'm going, you didn't give me all the attention, or you wore the blue underpants, or my balloon popped, and now you ruined my fantasy for the rest of time.
No, you didn't ruin the fantasy.
But I had a panic attack and I was crying in the bathroom.
You ruined the experience. You can get to relive your fantasy another time.
Yeah.
You ruined that experience. You ruined that moment. You can always try again.
But then I would change fantasies.
Why?
Because that one's all messed up now. It's not sexy for
Because
me anymore.
somebody
You popped my balloon.
So I'll go through one of my fantasies. Obviously, me being interested in what I disclosed to the listeners. If you missed it, you missed it. I'm not going to mention it again. If I had to go and explore, and I was on the verge of exploring my fantasy with my partner, that I mentioned earlier, but it was a situation at that specific moment, the evening that it was meant to happen. At that specific moment, something happened that put me off. And we were going to embark on an ethical non-monogamous experience, and something put me off. And it's my fantasy, right? It's not his. He's not asking for it. I'm asking for it.
Yeah.
And I decided to rewrite the evening. So the experience isn't happening right now, right here, right then, because it's my fantasy, it's my request, it's my preference, and it's my choice. We get to play by my rules. So if you are in the midst of experiencing your fantasy and things aren't going your way, stop it, call it a night, and try again. It hasn't ruined my fantasy, though.
Do you think it is more responsible to just stay in fantasizing about it for the rest of time so you don't ruin it? Is my question.
Oh, look.
Versus stuffing it up. And I mean, threesomes, can we just jump onto threesomes super quick?
Yes.
Although they shouldn't actually be a super quick. The audience is going, yes,
It should be
yes.
a very long
This is going to be
experience.
super freaking interesting. I have not heard of many people who have come back and said, we had an awesome threesome. This was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I've heard, I felt left out. I had a panic attack and went crying off to the bathroom because I expected in my threesome, because, you know, we can be greedy, like, can we be honest? Like, I don't fantasize about threesomes, but if I were, I would be the center of attention in the threesome. And then I'm lying on the side of the bed, say, and everyone else is having a fun time at the end of the bed, and I'm going, what? Why am I even here?
Look, and
it's a super emotional time because it's like, well, I'm lonely now, and you're all having fun over there.
But here's
and that's
the problem.
not what my fantasy said it was going to be.
Why didn't you listen to the first 2 seasons of Lifestyle Lectureship, and this shit wouldn't have happened?
I haven't had a threesome yet.
I know, but I'm saying if this is the...
I will tell everyone who comes here who told me they had a panic attack in the bathroom over their threesome to listen to the first 2 seasons.
They shouldn't have had the threesome in that case, because you can actually plan.
You can plan, but some people, I think, rush off.
Yes,
I have
the
a
problem.
fantasy. I'm going. I'm booking you for my threesome. Let's go. And then you get there and you're like, oh, it's not how I thought it was going to be.
I should have kept that in mind.
And now it's ruined it forever. Now you must go searching from scratch for a brand new fantasy.
I don't think you need to search for a brand new fantasy, because you can still create that space in your mind where everything's perfect and to your
Fair enough.
liking.
Do you keep it in your mind, or do you then make it a reality, or do you still keep trying? You're the person, and I've known you to be that, who's gonna keep trying.
I am.
You're like, okay, so I had a
because I want to live.
I was in the bathroom. I felt a bit left out, but I'll try again and I'll find someone else.
No, see, and this is where we need to teach the listeners.
Exactly.
This is exactly where we need to teach the listeners.
And this has got nothing to do with communication. This has got to do with good reason.
No, it's got to do with, are you a fucking planner? Are you planning to...
Okay, so here's the thing. Lola will plan your threesomes. It's going to go great.
Planning, failing to plan is planning to fail.
Fair enough.
Okay, so if you are planning on experiencing something as sacred as your most deepest, darkest desires and fantasies.
Yeah, I mean it's a really not a sore point. It's a very sensitive.
If you don't go out of
emotional topic.
If you don't go out of your way to plan your moment perfectly, I'm sorry if it fucks up a giant damn fault. Because me in my mind, okay, and I'm a lazy son of a bitch. Honestly,
you're not.
Yes,
Are
I'm
you really?
lazy.
Are you lazy?
I'm like, I don't like doing things. I like people doing
do them
things for me.
anyway.
I do them because I have to, not because I want to. I'm a lazy son of. But you best bet your damn ass.
Yeah.
I'm going to be experiencing my fantasy. I'm going to make sure that every fucking facet of that experience is perfectly planned.
Well, thank you so much for not including me in your fantasy because I would be under so much pressure.
Listen, who
It would be a
says?
stressful thing for me. You've
said
never
what said?
included me in your fantasy. It's okay.
I've just never
we can just keep
No,
it.
my love.
You
No,
can keep
no,
it
my
to
love.
yourself.
I have just not ever divulged my absolute fantasy to my blonde bombshell of a co-host.
And we can
Miss
just
Carmen.
address that in season 6 of Lola's lessons.
Oh, so
okay?
you're coming
We're
back for
only
another
on season 5.
Listen, listeners, you are live with Lola and Carmen in season motherfucking 5 of Lola's lessons.
Can't believe
Yes,
it.
we've made it. Guys, I mean, it's been an exciting journey to here, and we are so excited to have a full production team, including a production manager,
Yeah.
back again with us. An amazing co-host, myself, Lola. I mean, who can miss me, right?
I missed you.
I mean, who can miss my voice on
Oh,
air?
no.
Everybody
Okay,
fucking
right.
missed me, obviously. So, I mean, look at me. I'd miss me. Okay, I'm gonna take my extremely.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with this one's self-esteem, okay? I'm
I'm
just
gonna take
saying.
my extremely high self-esteem and put myself onto a damn commercial break for a hot minute. Go and slip into something sexy. If you're using Lola's lessons, if you're listening to Lola's lessons with your partner this evening, as a
Yeah.
bit of foreplay, getting
Yeah.
ready for a kinky evening in the privacy of your own room.
Then quickly go organize a threesome.
Guys, no,
Quickly
don't
now.
fucking listen. Don't listen to her. I'm muting her mic. She's not coming back in the second half of this episode. We are also
Yes, I
going to
am.
commercial. We don't do quickies, okay? Quickies are for losers. We're gonna go to a slight
Yeah,
commercial break.
Slip into your lingerie.
With this one, listen. Let me just reach down.
I
in
will
between her
stay in
legs
my
because
lane.
then she keeps
I'm
quiet.
staying in my lane.
She's actually just shaking her legs to get my hand off of it. Go slip into something sexy. Pour yourself something to drink. It's Friday night. You are with Lola and Carmen, and we are having a fun time. Live at Play With Me, Season 5, My Sexual Fantasy. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 10.
Sexy, hot. I love your style, girl. Put it on me. Brian and Tony go let the ladies know. They got it going on. Shug it.
Hey, sexy lady, I like your flow. Your body's banging, out of control. You put it on me,
That's right.
ceiling to floor. Only you can make me scream and beg for more.
Her body's calling, ballin', got me crawling up the wall. And my size ain't small or stalling. Catch a glimpse, her clothes be falling. Her neighbors calling, bawling. All this noise is so appalling. They must believe we're brawling. Headboards bang till early morning.
Hey, sexy lady, I like your flow.
Yeah, I think
Your body's banging,
yeah.
out of control.
A big tune.
Put it on me, ceiling to floor.
Ceiling to floor, girl.
Only you can make me scream and beg for more.
I was hers for the choosing. Performance left her snoozing. Rock burns, her knees were bruised, and she's hooked, ain't no refusing.
I knew it all along. She was the perfect one.
Wow.
She really put it on. I had to write a song. Hey, sexy lady,
Driving me nuts.
I like your flow. Your body's banging,
Sexy lady,
out of control.
sweet and nice.
Put it on me,
You know you got that figure,
to floor.
that hourglass shape, girl. Wow.
Scream and beg for more. Sexy lady, you fly, drive me crazy. You been on and on and on. Hey, sexy lady, you fly, drive me crazy. You been on and on and on.
Girl, extra sexy like ooh, and you make me wanna say hi. When you shake it down low. Girl, you wicked to rot it now. Girl, I like the way how you flow. Every time you're passing me by. Girl, you wiggly jiggly and oh, and you wicked to rot it now. Girl,
Hey, sexy lady, I like your flow.
hold on.
Your body's banging, out of
Are you a content creator or just a fan of spicy content? Do you like things kinky, different, sexy, slightly taboo? If yes, sign up free to the only spicy content creators website in Africa with an international audience. Yes, we're going global. Start your journey with www.bemyfans, that's with a Z.com. www.bemyfans.com today. Whether you want to start earning or want to subscribe to your favorite creators in your own currency, we have you covered. BeMyFans.com. Come play.
When your baby leaves you all alone and nobody calls you on the phone, don't you feel like crying? Don't you feel like crying? Well, here I am, honey. Come on.
Good day, I'm Jean-Marie van Graan, also known as Lola Blakely, and I'm thrilled to introduce to you Lotus Love, your ultimate destination in relationship, intimacy, and wellness coaching. As a wellness, relationship, and intimacy associated counselor, I'm passionate about helping individuals and couples navigate the complexities of modern relationships. Through personalized coaching sessions, I empower my clients to embrace love, intimacy, and connections in all its forms. Whether you're exploring ethical non-monogamy, navigating post-divorce life, or preparing for the dating scene, I'm here to support you. My coaching approach is holistic, compassionate, and tailored to your unique needs and goals. Together, we'll uncover your strengths, address the challenges, and create a path towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation? Book a consultation with me today and let Lotus love be your guide to fulfillment in relationship and life. Your path to a happier, healthier, more fulfilling life and relationship can start with me here today.
Please don't fake it. Show me what you're all about. I got wasted learning how to let it out. I can't take it. Kiss me with the lips of doubt. Please don't fake it, fake it, fake it. Please don't fake it. Show me what you're all about. I got wasted learning how to let it out. I can't take it. Kiss me with the lips of doubt. Please don't fake it, fake it, fake it.
Welcome back, lustful listeners. This evening's topic is my sexual fantasy, and we are having the most amounts of fun live at Play With Me 4ways, where Eros is giving away 200 double vibrating cock rings over 2 days. And I mean, we are just having the most amounts of fun. We're having an absolute blast. We are living the Eros life. Do you know what Eros means, by the way? Have you ever even researched the word Eros, what it means? Do you? Not? Has anybody? Any
It's the
other?
God. It's the God Eros.
Yeah.
The God of love.
So,
Lust.
yes, it's
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, and I think we're back. I think we should be back. Okay. Let's hope. I don't know why we've been having. There we go. Yes. Everybody says yes.
Okay, so where did we get to?
We were saying, oh yes, during the production break, I've really taken a step back
Yeah.
out of the public eye
Mhm.
and off of the community groups. You know, I've really just taken some time to reflect on myself and my love life
And to rest.
and to rest. Yes, obviously. And I have really gone on a journey, I think, of self-discovery and
Mm.
self-reflection, not just within myself, but within my relationship,
Mhm.
and how to explore. And that's why tonight's episode, when you said, when you gave the idea of what about my sexual fantasies, right? What
Yeah.
about we start, because you always got to start a season off on premiere night with a bang. Okay, you need a banger of an episode. like the Brits would say, that's a banger. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
And when you came up with the idea or the concept of this topic, I thought, you know what, that is so relevant in my life at the moment.
Yeah.
Because that has been the primal topic within my life and my relationship that I've been focusing on to
Yes.
get
You
right
have,
and
yeah.
to get to experience. So I love that we are able to do this episode as the first episode in season 5 because I want to get real and raw with the listeners as well.
Yeah.
And I want to, because we all know I don't like sharing too much of my personal life and too much of myself on air. Because and for the most part, I've been reserved about my personal life, my relationship status, my relationship in itself, and I haven't really even spoken about that part of my life at all on air.
You're very private like that, yeah.
Only last season a couple of times I made mention of it, and I got more comfortable. But I said to my partner the other day, now during the course of this week actually, I said to him, you know what, we've got such a beautiful relationship. Such a gorgeous relationship. And look how far we've come and look how much we've experienced together and look how strong and powerful we are. And I've actually been stupid withholding that from the listeners and not sharing, that
That's
part of
interesting.
myself.
Yeah.
Because I can use that as education, right? I can use my own life experiences.
It's the life experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how, maybe this hasn't worked for the listeners, but this has worked for me.
Yeah.
And another listener can resonate with, with what I've personally tried and it could work for them. So I've made the decision, and obviously with discussing it with him, that I'm going to open up a little bit more about my relationship.
I think that's wonderful.
And about how we navigate things.
Yes.
When it's got relation to the topic that we're discussing.
Because
on that specific
come on,
episode.
let's be realistic. It doesn't always go according to plan.
Fuck, it doesn't.
So everyone thinks, yeah, we're gonna go venture out, we're gonna have a chat, and everything's gonna just work out. It's not always like that.
It's not, yeah.
And when it's not always like that, Lola's gonna go through and tell you exactly what to do when shit fucks out.
And yeah, but here's the thing, right? And this is something that I'm going to share. We had a couple of options. Okay, we had an idea of exploring my fantasy. Okay, and we had a couple of options to explore the specific fantasy of having a threesome. And I wanted obviously another lady, and we played around with it. And I'm a planner, like I said in the first half of the episode. I'm a planner. I plan everything to the T. Okay, there's got to be an action plan, a backup plan, a supplementary plan. A plan if the plan doesn't plan out, okay? And I'm very, very OCD with that.
Yes.
And I mean, I educate. Okay, within the lifestyle lectureship show, I educate people.
Yes.
And within my practice as an intimacy counselor, I educate couples, I educate singles on how to embark on an ethical, non-monogamous journey, how to plan their first threesomes. So
you armed with all of the good stuff.
Exactly.
Actually.
I thought I was absolutely 100% on par, on T, and this is how everything is going to plan out. Can I tell you, it's still not fucking happened.
I know.
Not for a lack of trying. So the first one that we had planned, okay, unfortunately, the lady that we had in mind had to cancel. The second one, and here's the thing, right? I always tell, we had so many episodes on jealousy and how to navigate that. And even I fell victim to it, right? And just the other day on the last episode of Lifestyle Lectures, we on the poly episode, we were speaking about jealousy and how compersion, is a perfect navigational tool for jealousy, okay? Because compersion obviously means being happy, seeing your partner happy. Okay?
Yes.
So if you've got compersion, then you shouldn't really be experiencing jealousy to the extent that
that's such a mature response, though, hey?
Right? And
that is a mature response.
Even with all of this, and even with me having this fantasy and knowing exactly what I want and how I want it, I sat back and I was like, hold the fuck on. Yo, you're getting very close to my partner there. Don't you want to move up? Listen, where's your hands there, bitch?
I know.
See them.
I was there when this was all happening, actually.
Exactly.
I was there.
Yes, you were there that evening. Yeah. And I was like, listen,
I was ready to jump into the fight. Excuse me.
And I mean, the lady did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And I said to my partner time and time again, I was like, I have thought of every possible fucking scenario. I've seen it in my head. Okay, because I'm very visual in that way. I've seen every possible scenario. I'm happy and I'm comfortable with everything. I know it's gonna happen. And then I realized, yes. Then I realized, okay, you know what? I'm not comfortable with another lady flirting with my man.
Yep.
With batting eyes, and so we've decided then when we are going to have this experience, it's going to be wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Come in, take your clothes off. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
And
There's no foreplay here.
There's there's foreplay. There's a lot of foreplay.
Yeah, but it's
physical
not,
foreplay, but there's no flirting.
Yeah, there we go.
There's no
Hit
flirting.
the nail on the head.
Okay,
there
there's
we
no
go.
flirting. Because if you're going to flirt with something that's mine,
hey, we all know the consequences of this.
Man, let me just tell you. Shots are gonna fucking fly. And it's not gonna be gunshots. It's gonna be slap shots. Right, and I don't miss.
PKs.
Papa. Look at this. One of our listeners bringing us
oh my goodness,
tequila.
we are so spoiled.
Thank you. I love this for us.
What are we celebrating, Mr. Listener? Because we'll keep you anonymous.
200 free.
We are celebrating Eros.
Vibrating cock rings. Free
Vibrating
shit.
cock rings. The male masturbators. We are celebrating the orgasms that they bring to women.
I mean,
oh, you see, look at that
celebrating sex.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Anonymous.
Finding our sexuality.
You're Mr. Anonymous, because you're not going to say who you are live on air.
Thank you, Mr. Of course. Listen, can I also just say, this is a gorgeous man.
Listen, I want him to be my everyday bodyguard. This ties into my fantasy, but we're not getting there today. We've run out of time.
Also mine. Listen, he doesn't need to be carrying. I can see those guns next to his arm.
Oh, sorry.
Let's not flirt with the ladies, man.
She hasn't consented to a foursome just yet.
Dear lady, let me just tell you, you have got taste, baby.
Thank you.
Honey.
Thank you.
That's a good look.
So Mr. Tequila
Gorgeous.
Bringing Anonymous arrived here
With the
yesterday with all the flipping guns. Let me just sniff my tequila and then carry on with my story. So he arrives to bring the most beautiful LED screen that is lit
this the man
up.
from Eros?
This is the man from Eros who brought our LED screen for the.
That's my
Oh, excuse me. It's our other listeners, man.
Yeah.
The one sitting on the sex swing. I'm just saying. That sex swing needs to go home with you.
Lola?
I hope your man brought his wallet because you're going to be buying her one, honey.
In this consent-driven environment, we have not asked for consent to discuss your new man. Maybe do that, please, Mrs. Anonymous. Oh, well, thank you so
That's
much.
consented, live on air. Let's just clinking to it.
Let's just have our tequila and then I'll continue with the story.
Cheers, beautiful.
Tonight.
Listen.
It's going down so
It-
well tonight.
That just coated the throat, coat the throat. But a throat coat. Where's my partner now?
So this man puts up this incredible LED screen.
Mm.
It looks like a piece of mesh. And it lights up the whole of the Play With Me shop and your eyeballs and your head and everything else. Anyway, and I look at him and he's in sales, right? And I say to him, but you need a side hustle, like as a bodyguard, because you fit the damn profile, don't you think? I mean, he's bodyguard material, this man. We are so lucky.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ross giving us all of this.
I mean,
Hey?
can we poach him?
Huh?
Can we poach him? Even, listen, we can
I
have
don't know.
him
I
as like
didn't send the link of the podcast to the Eros team, so I'm sure we can just poach you now quickly.
Yes.
I mean, they're all sleeping now.
We'll cut this
We're
out
gonna
of
poach
the
you,
recording. We won't post. As our bodyguard.
We want a bodyguard. We want you to be our bodyguard.
You don't really have to guard any bodies. You just have to walk with us so that we look fabulous.
Listen,
when,
Lola can
when
protect all of us, actually. But I mean, is it done? Okay, look at us. We are so lucky.
Listen, high five.
Okay? Yay.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
That's us. Back to tonight's show.
Sorry, we get a little bit distracted with the big guns.
Listen, it's the fantasy of the guns. He's really a
Look
beautiful
at us,
bulk.
you dirty bugger.
Bulky individual and so on. And let me not get
It's just
started.
a good thing that both of us are on this side of the table.
Right. Also, you know, Lola's got that little bit of a like for the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
And I just also tell you, I hope I'm not going to get a slap from
From
the
who?
guns.
From the
But
guns.
his
The guns
ladies
would...
also actually Beautiful. Let me just say. It's the glasses. I'm doing the glasses. I'm a glasses kind of girl. Everybody and anybody will tell you.
yes.
You got a little bit of and Miss Hart's sitting there grinning. Because she's also got the glasses and the red lip.
Why is everyone left? We don't have glasses.
Listen, if you had to wear glasses, Carmen Eddie,
I'm arriving
you
to the
would
next
be
podcast with glasses on.
Listen, I would not do that to yourself, okay? Because jou kak sal geboek wees, Carmen.
Yeah, but you will be in a different location, so it will be fine.
She is so well thought out. She knows me back to front.
I'll be
front to back.
safe. Home alone with my glasses on.
She's got my back. She never has my front.
Okay, so there's Lola's other fantasy that she failed to mention this whole time is the librarian fantasy.
Glasses.
Hey?
Yes, absolutely.
Wait, it's the nerdy look.
It's the nerdy look.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely.
We can't see.
It's a nerdy look, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing you guys need to see is me. So I'll be close enough for you for us to cover that part of
that's all
the scenario, right?
Yep.
Also, you can't miss the boobs.
No.
The money makers.
I'm just
These are
going
the
to
money
say
makers.
I have
Important.
tried to miss the boobs this evening and it's nigh impossible.
I mean,
okay.
you put your hand into my boobs and my bra, into my pocket, my bra pocket. A
I
couple
did.
of times.
I
yes.
did. I
To
like
reach
your
in
bra
for a-
pocket.
Do you know how much I can fit in here, by the way?
Listen, it's like Mary
Lip-
Poppins
It
in
is,
here.
right? Listen. You want a dollar? I can rip it out of my bra. You want a gun? I can rip it out of my
Listen,
other
this
one.
woman has many talents, okay? All in the bosom.
Anyway, that's the money makers. Let's get back to it, and I know you're avoiding. What is your fantasy? Come on. Let's hear it.
I have many fantasies. I mean, there's no point in us
What's
going
it-
through. We don't have the time to go through all of Carmen's fantasies
Listen.
today.
I'll extend the episode. So I'll extend the episode. That's how much time we've got.
Okay.
Give us at least one. We gotta
Okay.
be real, raw, relatable, and
Okay.
sober.
So I've got two.
Hmm?
Where do you want to start?
At the beginning.
Look at me. Look
Naked at the top. We can start there.
I have always
Also,
been.
let me just pause you there, okay? And
what a
add a
relief.
disclaimer.
Yes.
If either of these two fantasies do not include me, I don't want to hear it. And
Well,
I'll
then
cut
there's
the-
nothing to say. So you can just cut the
Fuck my
episode now and we'll
life.
carry on.
Listen, where is? Oh, where's the?
Ma. Did you boo me?
I did.
That is not in my fantasy.
Okay.
You booing me is not in my fantasy.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so let's start with, I'll just quickly make three. The first one is Lola making the salad. Awesome. Tick, yes. Happy days.
Kissing you in your neck, grabbing you from behind.
We had this
caressing.
already in season 4.
Yes.
Lola's making salad because
No,
know.
you're making salad.
No, I was not making the salad.
You were tossing
You
my
see,
salad.
she's already messing up my fantasy. I am not the maker
Oh,
of
it's
the
a fantasy.
salad. Can
Okay.
we get this right? Okay.
Okay.
It's a fantasy. In my fantasy, I'm not getting my hands dirty with the lettuce. You are.
Okay. But your
Okay.
hands are going to be dirty eventually.
No. So here's something. Let
I'm creating my own fantasy on top of Quentin's.
Lola's doming me here. Okay, so somewhere last week, I said to her, I'm battling to get through something I had to do. She goes, if you
I
don't do
remember
it,
this.
I'm going to lick you from head to toe. I'm like, well, fuck shit, yeah, no, I'm doing it. Okay, I'm going to do it right now. I'm like, don't freak me out by licking me from head to toe.
Listen, can I just tell you?
Yeah.
Spaghetti is super straight until it gets wet.
Spaghetti.
Just as a FYI.
Okay, but we
That's your
have
fantasy.
we have an audience now, so we made the salad, we tossed the salad, there was kissing in the neck. Fantasy number 1 was amazing. Thank you so much, Lola. Okay.
No, but seriously now, is that one of your fantasies?
No, but you said I have to include you, otherwise we can't talk about it.
Okay, never mind. Scratch that. We're gonna get you a real fantasy.
Okay, I have
Because
other
she's grasping at
fantasies
straws.
with respect to you that I haven't thought about just yet.
Okay, but give us one of your real fantasies then, and then
One
I'll
of
hear
my
about
real
the other ones later.
fantasies. So I've always been more of a
Off air.
domineering type character all
Yes.
my life. I've been like, you sit there, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this to you, to you, to you, to you.
Mm-hmm.
And now, in my latter years, at the tender age of 42,
Mm.
I want to be dominated which was an interesting fantasy to have arrived at the age of 42. All my life, I'm dominating, and all of a sudden, I'm being dominated. And this is a huge turn on for me. So picture the scene, Lola.
I'm visualizing.
Okay, let's see if this is something you might also enjoy, and maybe I'll incorporate you into said fantasy.
Okay, I'm very focused.
Of course you are. Restrained to the bed, blindfolded.
You,
Yes.
Carmen, Ellie, yes.
We've clarified this part.
Spread
we don't
eagle.
need to highlight it.
Okay, when you no, but I need to have the visual.
Your spread eagle.
Okay.
Okay. All the bits out. Blindfolded. And just been taken advantage of by whoever.
And you don't know the extent of
you would not know.
I'm just swallowing very, very. I struggled to swallow there for a second, and I might struggle to breathe afterwards.
That was not a fantasy I had all my life. I didn't have balloon fantasies and things like that, but it's always been. It's like being taken care of in a certain way, but it's in a respectful way, if that makes sense. It's not in a degrading way. That's not how I feel. I don't want to be degraded.
Yes.
But it's a mysterious kind of thing for me that gets me off.
So, okay, can I coach you through your fantasy? Or can I give you some coaching tips? Okay.
Well, you were going to.
Okay. If you ever would decide and take that leap to try and make
She's
it
so professional. Hey, don't you love this? If you ever would decide, Carmen,
I mean,
to be restrained and
I do this for a living. Just also let
tell
me
me what happens post coitus.
As your coaching counselor, as your intimacy coaching counselor, trained by Dr. Emberson. Okay.
Yes.
I would not be comfortable with you exploring this fantasy if I was not at least in the room to take notes.
Are you going to sit there with your sketch pad? Minutes. We need an agenda first. We need an agenda. Then we need full-blown minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
So, can I give you some tips and tricks?
Carmen said, "Ooh." And then Carmen said,
"Listen, if you look at that clipboard after I'm done with it, right, it's going to be a bunch of fucking scribbling and a lot of hard pressing." Scribbling and a lot of going off the papers. I mean, I'll have sticky fingers all right around.
Okay, so realistically speaking, you have that fantasy, like mine.
Yes.
Yet, in real life, I can't imagine multiple people actually physically being in that fantasy. Okay. It gets me off thinking about the fantasy itself, but not necessarily implementing it into reality. And that is where my fantasy ends. Or continues or lives as a fantasy.
So for any listeners out there, okay, or even for you, if you would ever decide to take that leap, and make this fantasy or experience this fantasy in reality, there would be a couple of tips and tricks. Like I said, planning is cardinal. It's cardinally important to anything in life, not just exploring your fantasies, right? Like I said earlier, failure to plan is planning to fail. So I would honestly, something like that is very, very vulnerable. Okay. Incredibly vulnerable. Yes. Okay. And it's very it's so easy to feel violated. Okay. Correct. Like you said, disrespected.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's very, very easy, I think, in putting myself into that position and thinking about the repercussions afterwards, having a sense of self-loathing after the fact. Okay,
the shame,
the
next day shame,
yes,
and I see that in a lot of people who experience a lot of things.
Yes.
Next day shame.
Yes. So there would be a couple of things that I would focus on something like this. I would firstly focus on experiencing this with at least one person in that room, a part of the event and the experience and the fantasy, the reality of the fantasy, that specific evening or that specific day, that you love, trust, appreciate, and absolutely respect.
Yes.
And that reciprocates all four of those feelings.
Yeah. Okay. That's great advice.
So that person, whether
it's
it be
ultimate
male,
safety.
Yes. Yeah. This person doesn't necessarily have to be involved in the actual activities. Okay, it could be somebody that you've got a purely platonic relationship with, like Lola, that would just be there for your safety. No, I'm kidding.
Look at Lola, getting front row seats to the
Worming
fantasy.
myself in, yeah. Okay, with my clipboard and
That's
all.
what I love about you, you know.
No, but honestly,
Indirectly direct.
at least somebody there that you know with respect and also absolutely almost anticipate
Yes.
what you would appreciate, dislike, and absolutely say no to.
Yeah.
Had you
that
had
has to be crystal clear.
yes, had you had your sight. Because firstly your
Yeah.
sight has been taken away. So that makes it very, very vulnerable for you.
Yeah.
We've got a question from the listener. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Hi. So how do you know if this person is actually your person? So if you say that you can't tell if this guy or girl is just for fun or it's just for vibes, how do you know if a person is just you?
Okay, so that's going to be completely separate to the person that I'm suggesting for this specific event. Okay, so I'm suggesting if Carmen or a listener wanted to explore this specific fantasy of being tied down and having multiple people enter and taking, you know, exploring her body, okay, in an intimate way, to have somebody that they trust, love, respect, and would reciprocate those emotions in the room with her. She can decide whether it be somebody that's going to participate in the actual event and in the actual intimacy of the evening or day, okay? Or it can be somebody completely purely platonic, standing by as a love and support and caring support system basically for her whilst she's experiencing her fantasy.
Who would be the controller of whoever might enter to fulfill the fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas I think your question is more directed to how do you know that the person that you've selected is actually your person, that you can allow yourself to love, trust, respect, and have those feelings reciprocated. Here's the thing, you're not going to ever know because we aren't mind readers. People can't read minds. Unfortunately, is it telepathic powers? Telepathy isn't a thing. I wish it was because fuck, I would love to have that strength and that power. But unfortunately, we aren't mind readers. So you'll never truly know if your person is your person. They can claim to be, you can think they are, the universe can perceive them to be, but you will never truly know. How do you allow yourself to trust and completely be vulnerable around somebody that you don't necessarily 100% certainty know is your person? You got to allow yourself to trust yourself.
Exactly. Because if you don't, you're always going to have your fantasy in your head and on your paper and you're not in real life.
Yes.
Which is why you are the personality who goes out to actively pursue the fantasies because you're like, cool, I'm going to trust. I've got these elements in place and I trust it will work out. If it doesn't, I've got plan. You're adorable. X, Y, Z, A, B, all the letters of the alphabet that don't exist yet. You've got all the extra plans in place. Me, I'm like, I'll stop here because I'm not so sure I can proceed. There's a line I'm not going to cross. Will I ever be in a position to deliver upon my fantasy? Perhaps not.
Look, I'll be honest with you. In real life scenarios, I am very much like you.
Yeah.
Within my intimate and my sexual parts of me and my true self, I'm like, fuck it, I live once. I'm so sex positive and I'm so focused on allowing myself.
It's the allowance. It's the allowance.
To experience every single part of what I truly want.
I really appreciate that about you. I do.
In real life, when
even if it might be Anna.
Yes.
2 days later.
Yeah.
But hey.
Your ass is burning.
You try.
That kind of thing.
I would prefer that my ass was not burning. I'm just saying, but okay. So I do really, really, really respect and appreciate that about you.
Thank you.
Because you're just gonna go and do it anyway.
I'm gonna.
And you're gonna trust.
Because
and if it fucks out, it's okay.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna try again. And what if it doesn't?
I trust
you
myself.
Don't know.
You don't know. I trust myself. That's the thing. Okay.
And perhaps that is what prevents a lot of people like myself, because we're different in that respect, to go, you know what? I'm not entirely sure it will be executed according to my liking, so I will just fantasize about it forevermore instead of actually doing anything about
I'd
it.
rather keep it a fantasy as
How is that
as opposed
living?
to it's
How is
not.
that living?
It's not. It's not. And I am such a fucking advocate. I absolutely would stand on the top of the highest mountain and scream at the top of my highest voice and implore people to allow themselves the opportunity, the privilege of experiencing their fantasies, as opposed to being that way in real life. Because you and I have had this discussion many times.
We have.
We are a victim of our own success, firstly, but we also are our own worst enemies when it comes to stopping ourselves because we
caution.
don't. Yes,
Yeah.
because we don't have the
There,
confidence
there
to
the psychotic
continue.
hot wife mentions. Carmen does have fantasies. I have it on black and white. Yes, yes, psychotic hot wife, you do all over the internet.
So anyway, speaking of which, to get back to your fantasy, okay,
Yes.
of being tied up, having your eyes blindfolded, and just being, ravished, for the lack of a better term, you got to take into consideration all the variables in your fantasy that you are planning to make come true in reality. Okay, so obviously, where does your vulnerability lie within this fantasy? Take a look at your vulnerabilities, okay, and eliminate the chances of can I say hurt, for the lack of a better word, experiencing your fantasies
Or shit fucking out.
yes,
There we go.
within your vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
It starts with your vulnerabilities. First things first,
that's an excellent point.
you are vulnerable in the sense that your sight has been taken away from you.
Yes, as a person who's always in control, I'm now no longer in control.
Never mind, we'll get to control later.
Okay.
You tied up and you're blindfolded. That's two of your primal needs to human. Okay, that's been taken away from you.
Yes, yes.
You can't move, okay? You can't stop. You can't close.
Yes.
Okay, you can't take away.
Okay, so the first port of call would be that person who is the project manager of the fantasy.
Lola, i.e. Lola. AKA Lola, yes. Anyway, moving on, yes.
Lola just wants to be involved. Okay, you know what? You can be involved. I'll get your little chair, put in the corner there with your little
production manager.
What is that clipboard thing?
Yes,
yeah, the
it's just a
clipboard
clipboard,
with the pen.
I'll ask Medusa for
You
tips on
need
production
that
management.
person, and you need to know that person is on your same page.
That's
that
what I
already
said.
takes a lot of the anxiety away. That's a
what I
great,
said. Exactly,
great
yes.
Yeah.
So this person can be your partner, okay, that you love, trust, respect, and honor,
Yes.
to have the same reciprocated for you. This person can partake, okay, or they cannot partake. It doesn't matter. The whole thing is, because you are so vulnerable, you're tied up, you are blindfolded. Is this person going to make sure that you are protected? And that does not just stand for the specific scenario. It is relevant to any other fantasies that you experience if you are in a relationship, okay? If you've got a partner and you're wanting to experience this fantasy with or without your partner, it's always important to have that support system.
Yes.
And that person with you that says, okay, you know what, I've got you. No matter what happens, I'm going to allow you to experience this fantasy, explore your desires, and allow yourself to experience the pleasure. But I'll have your back regardless of what happens. So whether you enjoy it or not enjoy it, I'm going to know where your red is. I'm going to know where your safe word is. I'm going to make sure that I stop it and
it's all laid out from the beginning.
That's it. I'm going to take care of it for your sake.
Yeah. And
If
that
you've
takes
got
that takes it down to such a notch where you can actually just release, enjoy, and not be overwhelmed in the process.
Exactly. That's it.
Look at you, counselor and coach.
I mean, I am trained by the best.
I'm getting you a clipboard.
I've got a clipboard.
You see, and she even has a flipping clipboard.
Listen.
This woman is highly recommend, okay? Highly recommend the Lola. It's a very vulnerable space to be in. And I think a lot of people, because of that vulnerability, don't go further to explore. I speak from a personal experience. It's something I would very much like to explore, but it gets overwhelming in terms of the how and the clipboard and all the things. And this,
you got to remember and take into consideration as well the fact that your fantasies is for you, right? If you are planning on exploring your fantasies, you're planning on exploring your fantasies for yourself. You're not doing it for the neighbors. You're not doing it for the mother, for the grandmother, for the auntie, for the
I
children, for the
don't want
partner.
the grandmother in my fantasy.
Okay, you know what I mean. You're not doing it for anybody else. You're not doing it for society. You're not doing it for shits and giggles.
You're doing it for yourself.
We talk about self-love so often. Okay, love yourself enough
To
to
do it
plan
for yourself. To do it
properly.
Yes.
And allow yourself that experience.
We're not selfish beings. We look at selfish as a negative thing, which is
Exactly.
not a negative thing actually.
Exactly.
We had this discussion even in production break.
Exactly.
Yes. You are all the wisdom, Lola. Thank you for that.
I mean, you're so welcome.
You're hired.
I am. I'm coming with my clipboard.
And your chair in the corner.
Must have been in the corner.
Okay, where do you want to be?
Close enough. Within arm's reach. Within my arm's reach. Okay, I mean, I'll take it down a notch. Let me not take advantage of my
delight. You're such a delight. You really are.
I am. Prove it. I'm just kidding.
There's still an audience.
What did I say to you? I said, what? The flirt is over.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna turn up the heat and start making you uncomfortable.
And I wasn't uncomfortable. I feel empowered. So thank you for that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I was talking about myself and how I make you feel, but anyway, let's get back to the show.
Also, there better be feta cheese in my salad. Thank you very much. That's all I wanted to add to my checklist.
So we've got about 11 minutes before we need to end the show. Do you want to share one more fantasy? And then I'll share one more fantasy.
Let's go to your fantasy because goodness, I'm already planning out, your clipboard and all the things that are going to happen in mine. So
really? Great.
Yes.
Okay, you keep on planning. You just write down there.
I'm making my notes.
Make the notes.
Yeah,
do the bullets. Okay.
I'm doing the minutes.
I've got a big fantasy. Okay, something that I'm really, 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 really excited for exploring one day. Okay, and I don't think it would ever happen. So here's the thing: you'll have fantasies that you are able.
Yes,
to
because they're
experience
reasonable
and
enough. Yeah.
turn into reality. Then there are fantasies that you shouldn't. You shouldn't go there.
Why should? Okay, you're going to tell us why.
Yes, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
So obviously the general terms and conditions apply. If it's against the law, don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't. If you've got those fantasies, go see somebody, or contact me. I'll put you into contact with somebody that you can see and speak to. Okay. It's very important that you realize where your fantasies limits are supposed to lie.
Yeah.
Have limits to your fantasies. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't allow yourself and your brain to elaborate on a fantasy that isn't legal because there's a reason it's illegal. Okay. So let's just put those terms and conditions and boundaries in place.
I'm most intrigued.
So that the listeners understand that if it's something that you are not supposed to be thinking about, never mind fantasizing about, let's make sure that we get the right and the correct forms of help. Somebody to speak to. I see Miss Side is giving me the evil eye because she knows exactly where I'm going with this. So some fantasies can be very detrimental to yourself, society, and the people that are around you, close to you. That
and then we're going to seek a professional for help with respect to those ones.
Yes.
Is this where your next one's
no,
going?
It doesn't. The other thing that I want to say,
that was a huge entrance.
I see you moving. I see you moving further and further away, but it leads up to the next one, right? Then there are some fantasies that if you're in a relationship, loving, committed, and long-term relationship, that you would like to make last and have for an extended period of time, and your partner is not going to be on board with this fantasy.
Okay.
Let's keep that a fantasy then too. Okay. If you've discussed it with your partner and your partner had said, no, I don't want to explore this with you. I also don't want you to explore it. Let's respect that boundary. If you value, honor, and are committed to your partnership.
Well, if it's a reasonable fantasy.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
If it's going to cause harm to your relationship, why are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't aim for divorce. We aim for long-lasting, loving, intimate relationships.
If it's a reasonable fantasy with an unreasonable no.
Yes, different story. Let's work through it. Let's go see a coach counselor.
Go see Lola. Okay.
Come see Lola. Okay, and let's work
through
me,
it together. I'm devil's advocate in my way.
But if it is something that your partner's like a stern, hard no, this is a boundary, that's a limit, and I'm putting my foot down, then let's not explore that.
100%.
And I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
As I am extremely jealous, okay? My partner is jealous. Is Lola's jealous? Times 100% max.
Okay.
Okay, he's next level limit jealous.
Okay.
to the limits of obsession, and I love that about him because I'm his, I belong to him, which is great for me. Absolutely, I love it.
100%. Yeah.
Although I've got a fantasy of one day being in the middle of maybe a group orgy.
Yeah.
And he's saying, this is a hard limit. I'm not saying this is the situation, but I'm saying, and he's saying, this is a hard limit for me, a
Yeah.
hard no. I cannot share you like that. I cannot see you in that role, in that fantasy, and in that space. And I'm calling boundaries right here and now.
Okay.
If you love, respect, and are committed, and you are committed to your relationship and having it long-standing without any issues going forward, without having to sit in relationship or marriage counseling, let's keep that fantasy a fantasy. You need to discuss it with your partner. You need to tell him where your mind is at and what you're thinking about and what your fantasies rely about. But you can explore that fantasy and keep it a fantasy. Leave it as a fantasy.
And it's still a turn on.
It's still a turn on.
When you think about it in your mind.
Exactly.
It's just, you don't have to turn it into reality.
Absolutely.
But let's switch the script and go, if you're adamant about, but I really wanted that group orgy, then let's you, Lola, imagine your partner in that group orgy. How are you going to feel about it?
I will slit the fucking
You
nuts of
see
every
now,
single
you
damn
see,
person
that's
in
the
that
thing.
room.
I
It'll be a bloodbath, not an orgy. Okay.
That's the thing. So that's a great tip, actually. You go, okay, cool. I really want this. You're saying no. I'm bummed about the fact that you're saying no. But if you had to ask me the same thing, how am I going to feel about it?
But that's the other thing. What if
we have to be reasonable about those things?
What if you reverse the roles and you feel, I'm absolutely comfortable with it. I want you to have this orgy with me. I want you to be on the other side of the room and enjoy this with me. That'll be like the pinnacle of my fantasy.
Yes.
But your partner's still going, no. Then you can't switch roles.
Yeah,
okay.
fair enough.
Because you still want your partner. So you got to think of it logically.
Yeah.
Is this something that you can make happen or not?
Yes.
Okay.
And I mean,
Let's
listen,
not
the
let
fantasy in
destroy
your
our...
head, the fantasy in your head is
still not necessarily something that you need to.
You
Although
can
I
still
absolutely advocate.
expand on it in your head.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And you can talk about it.
I mean, it's not like you only have one.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Although, listen, some people really legit don't have like many fantasies.
And that bothers me though, and I'll tell you why. If it's for the plain reason that they have experienced their fantasies and therefore no longer have any left, 100% more power to them. Great. Find something else. We can get something to get you going.
Yes.
But if it's because they're not allowing themselves to be comfortable in their sexuality, that I've got a problem with. It's 21st century, baby. 2024.
But like legit, driving to the shop today, I was like, oh, podcast, you know how I plan in my head, quickly on the way to the shop. Podcast tonight is about fantasies. I already know about that. You know, we can chat freely about these things. It's not something we have to plan ad nauseum. But I thought, wow, I feel like my fantasies are limited. My whole world doesn't revolve around all the 1,000,001 fantasies that Carmen has. I have a couple of fantasies. They turn me on. I'm good with that. If I had, and then I was like, do I need to expand on my fantasies? Is there something wrong with me that I only have a couple and I should have more? You know what I mean?
I'm going to ask you one simple question, and it's going to be the answer to why you're thinking or feeling or possibly anticipate that there's something wrong with you. Have you allowed yourself any time to self-reflect and think about what you want as opposed to what your role, position?
Well, you know the answer to this question.
So there's your answer to why you've got limited fantasies.
Yeah.
Because you haven't allowed yourself you time.
Yeah.
We've spoken about this. And I know that about you, so I had the upper hand.
What are you wrapping me over the knuckles now?
That would have been my same response had you been a client sitting in front of me right now.
Yeah.
Have you allowed yourself to experience?
And I mean, come on, this is the part of life. It's a risk scene or whatever the case might be, and you go, wow, I would really like to do this in my life, and I would like to. We don't. We have a fast-paced life.
We do.
And the things get squeezed in ahead of everything else.
Everything else is more
our dirty freaking fantasies that are ever so important. Look at you, just setting the record straight.
That's my job. You've stuck with me three seasons now because I just make that.
I'm not going to
Listen, lustful listeners, this has been an absolutely
exciting,
exhilarating episode. I had the shakes from in the outwards.
Yeah.
When we started for the first 15 minutes of it, I was literally shaking so much because of nerves that I couldn't press the right buttons.
You were there. You're such a professional.
I couldn't look at the audience because I wanted to puke, and I feel so much better.
Hey, look at that.
I absolutely loved being in Play With Me. We were all started again for the season premiere of season 5. Thank you for joining us for another season.
Thank you for being here.
I love spending time with you. We all know that. Thank you to our 3,100 live lustful listeners. To
And
the lots of you.
welcome back.
And welcome back. Yay, we are fucking back, baby.
Hey, we're not a mediocre.
And we are coming
bunch
in.
here. Not at all.
We are coming in
No.
hot and heavy
Hot.
this season. It's going to be exhilarating. It's going to be fun. It's going to really change your perception on sex, sexuality, intimacy, and paying attention to your partnership. Lola's Lessons is back on air for season 5 of the exciting, exhilarating, extravaganza educational podcast, Lola's Lessons.
Educational extravaganza.
There we go. That's the one.
Of
The
the
right
podcast.
one. And it has been absolutely phenomenal spending time again with you guys on air live for this episode. But it is time to call it a night. And
Oh, where's the boo button?
Until
Press-
next. But we can fix that. There we go. There's no boo button.
There's only boobs.
Next week, same time, same place. We'll see you guys live on air for another episode. Unlock your unforgettable intimacy with Dr. M Inspired Intimacies. Do you want to deepen your connection, ignite lasting passion, or explore new ways to enhance your relationship? Inspired Intimacies courses and workshops cover everything from sensual seduction to building trust, plus themed talks on topics like art of foreplay and intimacy in the digital age. Invest in your love story. Visit Inspired Intimacies, that's with an IES at the end, .co.za, or call Dr. Embason on 076, that's South African dialing code +27, 076 836 4065. And let Inspired Intimacy help you create a passionate, fulfilling relationship. Thank you for joining the Lola Blakely production team this evening for episode 1 of season 5. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Until then, stay lustful, loyal listeners. Bye.
I wanna feel, wanna taste, wanna get you going. I wanna wait, wanna string, wanna make you mine. Step inside my mind, you can see the shrine, got you on my wall. Believe it, baby, don't be scared. Want you everywhere, catch you if you fall. I mean it. Closer I can you resist? It's relentless, it's why I wanna feel the rush, I wanna taste the crush, I wanna get you going. I wanna lay you down, I wanna string you up, I wanna make you mine.
Are you a content creator or just a fan of spicy, hot, and naughty content? If yes, sign up free to the only spicy content creators website in Africa with an international audience. Start your journey with www.bemyfans.com today. Whether you want to start earning or want to subscribe to your favorite creators in your own currency, we have you covered in all the right ways. BeMyFans.com. Come play.
She's got a little crazy.